Today, I am bringing you kind of a makeup tag. Is it a makeup tag? Kind of a makeup tag. I'm going to be showing you my favorite product in every category. I did take some liberties, and some of these categories have more than one product, but there is a reason for that. Also, I am only going to be showing you makeup that I currently have in my possession. I do have favorites that I don't have in my collection right now because I'm waiting to repurchase before I finish up some other products. So if you like fun makeup taggy type videos or just like talking about makeup in general, then stick around. Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. I most recently saw Donna doing this over at My New Obsession. I've been wanting to do this video for several months now, and I just didn't have the time. So I made the time tonight. So I'm going to go in the order in which I put them on my face. I'm going to start with primers. I have two primers because they do two totally different things. I have the e.l.f. Power Grip with niacinamide. I'm not going to lie, the first couple times I used this, I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. It's very tacky, but man, it really helps the makeup stick. I do have over 50 mature, dry skin, so just keep that in mind when I'm showing you my products. In the summertime, it tends to be more combo, dry/combo. In the wintertime, it's dry as the freaking Sahara. So just keep that in mind while I'm showing you my favorite items. The other one is a pore blurring primer, and the Revolution Pore Blur is my holy grail primer. I love this. It smooths, it blurs, it spackles, it does everything it's supposed to do. I have tried so many pore blurring primers, and this is the one that I keep repurchasing. This one has not been opened yet. I have two backups. I finished one not too awfully long ago, and yeah, so I have repurchased, but I have not opened them yet. Some honorable mentions because I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't tell you my favorites, even though I don't have them in my collection. The e.l.f. Liquid Putty Primer is one, and the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. Those two, I love them both so very much. I just don't currently have them right now. But I had to mention them because they really are my favorite. Let's go with foundation. You guys, I have two products here, but there's a reason why. My Holy Grail foundation, I just found it this year. It just came into my life at the end of last year, and the more I used it, the more I loved it. And it's now empty. I just emptied it yesterday. It is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is a whopping $49 a bottle. If you have been around a while, you know that I am a frugal girl. I like drugstore makeup. I do like some high-end, but I don't pay full price for high-end makeup. Except for this. I paid full price for it. It was a whole thing. It was a whole story. But I did end up paying full price for this $49. And let me tell you what, it's worth every freaking penny. And it lasted me a year. It lasted me a year. Worth it. Now, I do have to mention my favorite drugstore because it is still a favorite. The e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is a favorite. So I don't want to throw any shade on this guy here because I love him. I still use him. We're getting down there. I actually have two of them over here open. One is a summer shade, one is a not so summer shade, but not quite a winter shade. Yeah, I have to give credit where credit is due. I do love this foundation. But the story behind this, without getting too long-winded, too late, the story behind this is I went to go get shade matched because I had $55 in Sephora store credit. I'm like, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that foundation. I got shade matched. They shade matched me at 70. The Sephora that is closest to us is in a Kohl's. So we don't have a freestanding Sephora close to us. We have them in the city, but not close to us. So I went in there with my daughter and I said, okay, I'm going to buy this. And the shade that they shade matched me. And I handed her my store credit and she says, oh, we don't take that. What do you mean you don't take that? Are you Sephora? Yes, but we don't take Sephora store credit. We'll take Kohl's store credit. No, I have money right here. It's in a take my money. No, she wouldn't. And I was so mad. I was like, oh, I'm just going to buy it. For whatever reason, but I'm telling you, I'm really happy that I did. However, I got home, I put it on my face, and it was entirely too light. So I went back, and I did my own shade matching, and this is shade 200. 70, 200. There's a big difference there. There's a big difference there. So, yes, Holy Grail, perfect shade match, perfect formula for my over 50 dry skin. Love it. Moving on. Let's do color corrector. Let's do some color corrector. My favorite color corrector, I don't have very many, but I do have things that I like to correct. I did a very no makeup today. I did put a darker lip on, but I was filming something for Black Friday. I usually have more coverage than this, but we're going with it. We're going with it. My favorite color corrector is the e.l.f. This is in peach. And I will actually... Does it cover completely? No, it does not. It does not cover completely. Nothing does. But it does help to camouflage a little bit. Just a little bit. So this is my favorite color corrector. Now this is a face color corrector. I also have my favorite eye color corrector, which is the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. And this is in the shade, good question. I forget what shade this is. This is unopened. I just finished one not too long ago. This is in 160. This is a pink. I love this as a color corrector under my eyes. I don't have a lot of dark circles, but sometimes if I am sleep deprived, I just need a little bit of help. So that's where this guy comes in. I do depot them into these airless pumps that I get from Amazon. So this is my favorite concealer. My favorite concealer is the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. And this is in the shade Honey. And I love this shade. It is a really good shade for me. I don't really use concealer under my eyes. I use more a color corrector. But I will use this for the sides of my nose or even on top of my color corrector. Or I have a couple of melasma spots up here that don't quite need a color corrector. So I do use concealer on my face, usually the center of my face, but I don't really use it under my eyes very much just because I have aging under eyes. I do have a category here that I used to call them my glowy primers, but I have stopped putting them underneath my foundation and I now mix them with my foundation. And my favorite mix-in glowy product is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is my second one that I am going through, and it's probably around, I didn't mark it. I took the stopper out. I scraped down the sides because I thought it was almost gone. No, there's still about like that much left in it. So it will not be done by the end of the year, but it is definitely a favorite. Contour. My favorite contour product is the Sephora Contour Stick. It's unopened because right now I'm using a different one. I just reordered this not long ago when Sephora had their brand 30% off during the VIB sale. So let me open this. This is what it looks like. It is the perfect contour shade for me. It is very cool toned. It gives a beautiful shadow. It's not too dark. It doesn't look muddy. It doesn't look dirty. It just blends out perfectly for me. And this is my favorite contour I've ever used. Next up, we are in the bronzer category, and I have cream bronzer and I have powder bronzer. Actually, I have two cream bronzers, and there's a reason for that. Up until last year, I would have told you that my favorite cream bronzer is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. I have already gone through one of these. This was a replacement. You can see the big pan, and I have already melted it down like twice. So, yes, my putty blushes and bronzers have been rehomed in these tins. I find them way more user-friendly. Like I said, up until this year. During the 21 Days of Beauty, I think it was at the end of last year, or maybe the beginning of this year, but I tried nude sticks for the first time. I bought 2 nude stick stacks blushes. No, we're not in the blush category. We're in the bronzer category. Follow me. We'll get there, I promise. I fell in love with them. And I had already been using the crayons, the lip and cheek crayons, and I love those. So I bought the blushes, loved them. So the most recent 21 Days of Beauty, I wanted more nude sticks because they had them on sale. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte Plus Glow Core All Over Face Blush in the shade Tan Glow. Yes, this is a blush, but the reason I got the shade Tan Glow is because I thought it would be a beautiful bronzer, and it is. It is the most beautiful bronzer. It has this glowy core to it, but it's not like glittery. It is so beautiful, and let me tell you what, it blends out like a dream. I put this directly. No. I just put the lid on it without putting it down. Dang it. I can put this directly on my cheek, blend it out with a sponge. It does not take off the foundation underneath of it. It doesn't take off any product at all. It blends out. It is the most beautiful glow, but not like glowy in your face stroby. It's just a healthy glow. It is beautiful. Powder bronzer. I have 2. And there's a reason for that. Because I wasn't going to include any face palettes in here, but my favorite powder bronzer is in this face palette. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. That is my favorite. That has always been my favorite bronzer. I love this bronzer. I do not have a single of this because I have this palette, and I'm not going to buy a single. If I had to choose a single bronzer, it would be my e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. This is a perfect shade for me. It is not too warm, not too cool, not too dark. It is perfect. So yes, that would be the one I'd choose. Next up are blushes. Now, my favorite cream blush is no longer available, and they're phasing them out. It is a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. This is in the shade Brute Flute. This is my favorite cream blush. As you can see, it has a big pan in it. This is in my plan to pan this year. It's not going to be gone by the end of the year, so I will be rolling it over. But this is such a beautiful blush. There's just enough glow. Like I said about the bronzer thing here, it has enough glow to look healthy. It doesn't look glittery or shiny. It's just a beautiful finish. And this shade is kind of a rosy brown, and I freaking love it. I feel like it looks really good with my skin tone, and I love it. It is great. For powder blush, it is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Rosy. Look at that. This is my oldest blush. I love this blush. I use this blush. If I do makeup 5 times, I use this 3 out of 5, usually. I use this blush so often. And as you can see, there's still a lot left. And I've been using this blush for 5 years. I'm telling you. And they're so affordable, but I do love this formula. I think this formula is a great formula. Matter of fact, I just bought about a month ago. It's called Always Tempting, and it is more of a berry, and it's beautiful. I love it. Next up is powder. I probably should have talked about powder before I talked about bronzers, but that's okay. I have a pressed powder and I have a loose powder. So my favorite pressed powder, which is also a setting powder, is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is the matte and poreless in the shade 100 Translucent. And I don't know if you can see that you can see the rings. You can see the rings in there. And it's a great one. I use this. I don't use this to set my under eyes. I don't use powder under my eyes. I don't, in the winter, I don't use, once it starts getting cooler, I don't use powder under my eyes. But I do powder around the sides of my nose, on my nose, on my forehead, and my chin. And this is lovely. My favorite loose powder. Now, if I had to tell you my favorite that's not in my collection, I would say it is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I love that powder. I think it works really well for my skin type. But my favorite powder that's in my collection currently is the Nikia Joy. This is the Velvet Finishing Powder. This is such a beautiful finish. This was gifted to me by my friend Deb. Oh, it smells like vanilla, but it doesn't smell like vanilla, like fake vanilla. This smells like some vanilla extract. It smells so good. They also do have an unscented if you don't want that smell. They have an unscented. They have a brightening powder, which is pink. This is just the Velvet Finishing Powder. Erin swears by this powder, and this had been on my list, and Deb sent me a box of fun friend mail, and this was in it, so I was very excited. I don't know why Deb decluttered it. I have no idea. All I know is that I love it. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going a little bit out of order because I'm going to do lips next. I'm going to do lips because the eyes, I'm going to do liners, mascara, single shadow, and shadow palette. Which, okay, if you've been here a while, put down in the comments below, what is my favorite eyeshadow palette? What is my favorite? I'm just curious to see if you know. Okay, for lips, my favorite lip liners. I have two because I have cool toned and I have warm toned. My favorite cool toned lip liner is the About Face. This is the, what is it called? This is the About Face Matte Fixed Lip Pencil. And this is in the shade Paper Romance. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued. I got this on the Ipsy Drop Shop. And it is gorgeous. I wear this so often. I have sharpened this so many times. Let me see if I can find what it looks like new, because I have another one. I did find it. So that's how much I have used, and I've only had it since like the summer. It is a beautiful shade. I am so sad that they have discontinued it. I'm sure I can find a dupe for it. I'm sure I have. You guys, look, that is my shade. I'm sure I already have something in my collection that is that shade. My favorite warm toned liner, this is a Holy Grail Constant Repurchase. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Liner in the shade Totally Toffee. The Totally Toffee shade is so dang versatile. That is what it looks like. You can wear it with warm tone browns. You can wear it with cool tone browns. You can wear it with pinky nude browns. It is so versatile, and I love that shade. Now I have favorite liquid lipstick. Again, two. I have one that's cool, one that's warm. I have the NYX Liquid Suede. They don't make this anymore. This is in the shade Sandstorm. And while, yeah, it is kind of a cool brown, I usually warm it up with a liner. It's very pretty. It stays on your lips. It doesn't feel dry. I loved the Liquid Suede formula so much. I've been using that for years. As I said, they are discontinued. They don't make this anymore. Leanna, my bestie, she found two on eBay and sent them to me. So I have them for a while. My other favorite liquid lipstick is the Color Sensational Overtime. Revlon Color Sensational Overtime. And this shade is called Raisin. Is it Raisin? It's called Everlasting Plum. But this is the liquid, and then you put this gloss over it. I don't put the gloss over it. I don't like a gloss, so But this is such a pretty, cool toned, plummy, mauvey tone. I love it. I only wish that there was more product in it, because I'm going to be this is going to be gone in no time. Now bullets, I have two. I have a crayon, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon, and this is in the shade Trust Your Gut. Holy Grail. Holy Grail, you guys. This is a pinky nude. It is the most beautiful pinky nude. It goes with so many things. These two together, they look beautiful. These two together, they look beautiful. Today, I am wearing this liner with this lipstick, with another favorite on top of it. So yeah. What's going on here? Has that been like that all day? This used to be called something else. I can't remember the name of it that it used to be, but I went to buy it and there was nothing with that name, and I was freaking out. I had some gift cards for CVS, and I took a chance that this was the replacement, and it is. So this constant repurchase, I've repurchased this like 4 or 5 times. Okay, Bullet, actual Bullet lipstick. This is a Maybelline Color Sensational Bullet lipstick. This is in the shade On the Mauve. It is shade 445. This is such a beautiful, shimmery, glowy lipstick. Oh, it's so pretty. And I love this. I wore this so much during last winter. So much. Loved it. Loved it. I do want to do a little honorable mention, you guys. This is the Half Magic Go Plump Yourself Invisible Liner. The TikTok shop got me. You can't see it. It's invisible. You can't see it. When I tell you that this plumps your lips, holy shnikes. It plumps your lips. It burns. It's spicy. It's very, very spicy. That doesn't bother me. The spicy, the burning doesn't bother me as long as it works. As long as it makes my lips huge. Okay, not huge, but plump, luscious, juicy. Yes, so I just wanted to mention that. Okay, I don't wear lip glosses, but I have one lip gloss that I do love. It is almost gone. I will repurchase it, and it is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. I believe I got this from Donna's giveaway, but this is a product that I have, the stopper is out. I'm just scraping the sides. This is a product that I have repurchased so many times. I went without it for quite a while, and then I got 2 of them. I got one from my friend Amanda, which was a mini, and then I got this one, and I love it. But I put this on before I put my makeup on. I put this on my lips. I do my eyes, my eyeshadow. I wipe it off. I put my foundation on. That is how I use that. Right now it is in my Project 10 uses, and I am ecstatic about it. Because I'm hoping that, or maybe it might be in my deck panning. It's one of my projects, my deck panning, because my goal is to finish it. It's on its last legs, guys. It's on its last legs. Now we're down to lip oils. I like lip oils way more than I like lip glosses. I am not a gloss fan unless it is that, because I don't put it on after. I just put it on, while I'm doing my makeup. This is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver. This is the Glimmer Finish lip oil. This is in the shade Crystal Baller. This is the one that I use the most. It gives the prettiest shimmer on the lips. It feels nice. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel greasy. It just feels nice. Crystal Baller is my favorite. However, I also have Candy Coated, Opalology Tour, Princess Cut, and what is this one called? Something Wine? I believe it says Divine Wine. Divine Wine. So yes, I have those shades. This reminds me a lot of the Fenty purpley one that just came out. I don't own that one, but the finish that it gives and the effect that it gives is very, very similar. Yeah, I'm excited. I freaking love them so much. All right, we're moving on to eyes. We're moving on to eyes, guys. So my favorite eye primers. Again, I have more than one of each because I have eyeshadow primer and I have glitter primer. So the ones that I use on all of my mainstream palettes, I use the Ulta Matte Veil eyeshadow primer. I freaking love it. It is great. And I use the NYX glitter primer. This is an amazing glitter primer. However, if I am wearing any of my indie shadows, if they have the slightest bit of glitter or micro glitter, or they have a tendency to maybe fall out on your face, I use these two. This is the Devinah Cosmetics Eye Base. It's almost gone. I do have a backup back there. And this is the Specular Sparkle and Shimmer Glue Base. When I tell you that my eyeshadow lasts more than 10 hours when I wear these, yes. It doesn't crease. It is beautiful. I can get home from work after, 10 hours or 12 hours of having my makeup on, and my eyeshadow looks exactly the same as it did when I went to work. It's amazing. Highly recommend. I do have a link with Devinah and a code to save you 15%. It's always in my box down below, always. We are moving on to eyeliners. I have a favorite black liner and I have a favorite colorful liner. So my favorite black liner is from Clinique, and it is the Clinique High Impact Gel Tech Eyeliner. This stuff doesn't go anywhere. It is amazing. I love it. I will repurchase this, which is crazy because I do love other black liners that are not as expensive, but I probably will repurchase that unless Sephora is on sale or Urban Decay is on sale. So, colorful liners. My favorite colorful liner by far is the Sephora 12 Hour in Sangria. I love this liner. I use it so often. It is a deep, deep wine shade. It looks black. It is not. But can I tell you that the Sephora liners are so good. This one I had and this one I had. These I just purchased because I have had some ColourPop Creme Gel liners and some NYX liners dry up. They no longer perform, so I replaced them with the shades with the Sephora liners. Yes. So when Sephora has their brand 30% off during the VIB sale, purchase them. It is the best time to purchase those. My other favorite liners, Urban Decay. I only buy these when they are on super sale. 50% off, usually. I will not buy these full price just because I have affordable liners that I like. I like them very much. Affordable. NYX affordable. And the NYX that I have that dried out is because they were really old. But I love the Urban Decay liners. Places have them on sale. I've gotten them at Ulta on sale. I've gotten them at Macy's on sale, especially this time of year. I remember the last ones I got my last ones from Ulta, but last Christmas, I got a few. I do have a favorite shadow stick for now, but I haven't had it for very long, but I do want to mention it. This is the Thrive Brilliant Eye Brightener in the shade Stella. I got this in a FabFitFun, but it is such a great inner corner and a really, really great waterline. I love it. I freaking love it. Mascara. One mascara is my holy grail, and it is the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. There are high-end mascaras that I love. Holy Grail. Lengthens, separates like a freaking dream. I love this mascara. If they ever discontinue it, I'm going to be so incredibly sad. So sad. So sad. Single shadows. You guys, this is very difficult. There are several indie brand single shadows that I love. So I'm going to talk about, this is an indie brand, but it's a little bit more mainstream, a little bit safer, a little bit, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong. The formula, the matte, the shimmers, they are so beautiful. Do not discount them when I say them a little bit more safe, because they do have beautiful shades. But this is my Sydney Grace collection, and I love Sydney Grace. Her formula, their formula, is so incredibly beautiful. It is very blendable, it is very pigmented, and I love Sydney Grace shadows. Their shimmers are beautiful shimmers. They're very impactful, but they are not as impactful as some indie brand shadows. And you guys, I'm sure you already know what I'm gonna say. My other favorite single shadow company, I can't pick, yes I can actually. I can too. I will show you my favorite single shadow. This is it right here. This is the shade Mystic Moon Pie, and this is from Devinah. I was thinking that I couldn't actually give you a favorite because I love them all. But yes, Mystic Moon Pie is my favorite. Look at that dip in there. It is such a beautiful, beautiful shadow. And you know, I'm a neutral girl. I love neutrals. And man, this looks amazing with a cool neutral look. When I'm looking at it, it's very pink. But look at that icy blue reflect on there. Yeah, man, it's freaking beautiful. It is my favorite. There are several of her shadows that are neutral leaning, but has a beautiful reflect. This is one of them. So, but Devinah, these are my Devinah singles, multi-chromes, shimmers, and duochrome. And these are my Devinah mattes. I am newer to her mattes, but they are so pigmented and they are so beautifully blendable. I love her mattes. I did a whole look with her mattes. I fell in love with that look. I freaking loved it. I am such a huge fan of the brand itself, of the owner, Deandra, and of the brand. Now, last but not least, my favorite eyeshadow palette. I'm not going to keep you in suspense because you already know. It's the Stone Cold Fox from ColourPop. There's no other way to put it that it's just filthy. It's filthy because it is a light color and these are pigmented, but this is my #1 color story. This is my favorite palette that I've ever had. When this palette gets old and doesn't perform as well as it used to, I will repurchase. There's 2 pans, and I think I'm not going to do a dedicated, like, I don't think I'm going to do a video, maybe a quarterly video, but I'm going to try to pan every shade in here because I don't know why I put that upside down, because this shade up here, are those the only ones? No, this shade here, they all have huge dips in them. Huge dips in them. So, and this black in here, it is blacker than your freaking soul. It's so black. And I love it. So yes, favorite. No surprise. I've said it since I have gotten this palette. When I first got this palette, I did not have very many eyeshadow palettes. So I used this almost exclusively. I think I had a couple others. But since getting the collection that I do, it's my favorite. You know, I have some Pat McGrath. I have some Danessa Myricks. I have Melt. I have Give Me Glow. I have all kinds of different eyeshadow brands. This palette will always have my heart. It is a cool neutral extravaganza on my eyes. Yes. Let me know some of your favorite in every category, and let me know if some of my favorites are also your favorites. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.